Yeah, we're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Aaron Wiles Out TV coming to you with another video. And I'm chatting it up with the Marcus, with the one and only Marcus. This man is a Broadway performer, costume designer, and hold on, manga illustrator. I almost fucked up that word, but he's been Stewie in Hairspray, Sebastian in The Little Mermaid. He was even he was on Showgirls. Showgirls. He was Sebastian in The Little Mermaid. Sebastian in The Little Mermaid. We have to give it up to him. He is multi-talented, okay? We have to get into him. Shout out to my shaders that's in the building, that's commenting, that's coming on in. I'm going to talk to y'all while I'm doing this interview. So shout out to y'all. Hey, Amber. Hey, Pac-Man. So let's get into this interview, Marcus.
All right, let's do it. And thank you for that introduction. Also, wow, you really did your research on some of the shows I've done in the past, because Showgirls, when I think of that one, oh, because during that show, half of New York City saw my goodies. So,
and you know, it probably is some good goodies.
Oh, you're too kind. Well, I didn't get no complaints, so.
I can see, because I listen, that face is glowing, okay?
Oh, you're too kind.
Marcus, so Marcus, I need to know two things. Where are you from and what's your sign?
Okay. I am originally from Chicago, Illinois, born and raised, moved to New York about 10 years ago, and I am a Virgo. Proud Virgo with a Cancer moon.
Okay, keep going.
Which also makes me super duper emotional at times.
Sorry, you guys. Oh my gosh.
All good.
Sorry, you guys. I had to literally dip forward. Let me back it on up. You hear me?
Whoa, there's like something weird happening with the sound. It sounds like it's slowed down, like very slow.
Can you hear me right now? You hear me?
It sounds like it sounds muffled, and it sounds like like when you slow down a song recording and it sounds like this. That's what it sounds like right now.
Okay. You hear me now?
A little bit. It's going in and out.
Okay, are you hear me now? Hear me now? You hear me?
It's like in and out.
Oh shoot. Let me
It's okay, don't worry. These technical difficulties happen to the best.
Yes, let me remove myself and I'm gonna come back, okay?
Hello, everybody.
How's that?
That's a little bit better. It still has that deep sound to it. Like it doesn't sound like your natural voice.
It don't?
No, I'm not sure why, but I can make out what you're saying better now.
Okay, so you can hear me, right?
Okay, now it's a little off, but yeah. I don't know what's going on with it.
Oh my gosh. Let me see. You can hear me, so the chat can hear me good. So you think I want you to hear me.
Crazy.
Okay. But let's try it out. Let's try it out. Cause I really had to turn off. I forgot to turn off my AC. Wow. And I didn't want the AC noise to be in the background. So I just want to preface that. I probably need. He probably needs to. Okay, Marcus, drop and come back in. Probably.
Okay, so I should go out and come back in.
Yeah, come back in, drop,
Okay,
and come
I'll
back
do
in.
that.
All right.
All right, just give me 1 second.
No problem. All right. So while he drops and come back up, and I'm gonna bring him up, because he was off to a good start, y'all. No shade. I just had to turn off that air conditioner because that air conditioner, I didn't want the sound of the air conditioner to be in, the video.
There we
All
go.
right. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Now, the crazy thing was, I'm watching it on my iPad. And when I was watching the playback, you sounded totally fine. But for some reason, here on my iPhone while we're recording, it was totally messing up. But we're back.
Yes. So let's get it going, okay?
All right, let's do this.
Marcus, tell me more about yourself. Like, you said you grew up in Chicago, Illinois. Tell me about like how you grew up and what kind of kid were you and stuff like that. Let's go with that.
Okay. So, yes, I grew up in a single parent household. I grew up with my mother. My mother is my hero. And she did everything in her power to basically make sure that me and my siblings had everything we needed. I have two brothers and sisters. Oh, I'm sorry, a brother and a sister that I grew up with on my mom's side, and I have an army of brothers and sisters from my dad's side. And he was around, but he was kind of in and out of my life for the most part. And rest his soul, he just passed away this past October.
Sorry to hear that. Praise with you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And so, yeah, I was a quiet kid, very to myself, but I had a lot of energy, a lot of creativity. I was that kid who, like, at family functions, I didn't really play with the other children. I was in a corner somewhere drawing or writing something or to myself for the most part, because I wanted to be the good kid. I always wanted to be the good kid. Even at this point in my life, I still try to play the role of the good kid.
Yeah. Understandable. What made you want to get into the arts?
Wow. It was just something that I was born with. I always gravitated towards things that were artistic. I loved art class when I was in school. I got excited for that when I was a kid. I did ballet when I was like 3. I did like Saturday morning art classes that my mom would take me to every weekend. I love to paint, love to draw. And yeah, I really don't have a definite answer to that. I feel like it was just something that was just embedded in me since birth.
That's amazing. I love the arts too. Anything creative and like you could just make from the ground up is like amazing. And like
Absolutely.
Hey Ariel. What are your top 2 theater plays that you would recommend?
Ooh, recommend that are out right now, like on Broadway or just in general?
It can be off Broadway or on Broadway, whichever you prefer.
I definitely recommend Tina, the Tina Turner musical. I think that is an amazing show. It's electric, it's fun, high energy. If you love Tina Turner's story and you love music, that's the show for you. And go support Black artists. Go support Black artists. So that would be
Most
number
definitely.
1. Number 1. Oh, and then what would be number 2? They closed this show, but I really think that this was a good show that I would recommend if it was still around. They just closed it like a month ago. It's called Thoughts of a Colored Man. I didn't get to see that one, but it starred Dylan Burnside from Pose. And it was an ensemble of Black actors coming together, telling different stories. It was beautiful. And I even heard that a couple weeks ago, because of the surge of COVID, that can we say that?
Huh?
Can we say the C word?
Yes, you can say that.
Okay. Because I know some channels they do that, but because of the surge of the everything that's going on, the writer actually had to jump into the show last minute, and that was like a huge event. So those would be 2 shows that I recommend. Of course, Broadway still has its standards, like Wicked, which now has a Black leading lady for the first time in about 18 years.
About time.
About
time,
time.
but you know.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
the problem is Broadway doesn't think that black people besides Audra McDonald can sing classical music. Exactly.
Sad, sad,
Yeah.
sad.
And that's
They
no
think
shade
we're
to
all
Audra.
R&B. They think we're all R&B
They
and
do.
rap and blues and everything. Like we can't go outside our genre.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly. They don't really like us to step outside the box because it's comfortable. It's comfortable to
hmm
have black actors singing Motown 60s music and hip hop and, African music, obviously. But it's like we're more than that. One of the first shows I did out of college was Porgy and Bess. And it was the year Obama got elected. And it was amazing because I got to be surrounded by a cast of black classically trained singers. And me as a young man, just like starting in the industry at that time, I was like, wow, this is beautiful. And I was like, I want to do more of this and I want to be around more of this. I don't have to just shuck jive and tap dance to be considered a musical theater performer.
Okay, okay. I would have to say that the thoughts I've seen thoughts of a colored man. That was amazing. Actually brought tears because everything that we was brought up, we saw, we believed, the school systems, the streets that we grew up on, it just told our story. And
Yes.
the fact that there were, not our color that was mostly in the audience, they get to see that and actually, instead of judging or being not hip to what our people go through on a day to day in the poor, in the hood and everything, they get to see what we really go through. And not
Yes.
not just see it on TV and just think what you think you know, or believe what
Absolutely.
you think you know. Like you get to see it in person, live and in color. So live and in color, that was a double entendre. Yeah, I did
Yes.
that. I did
Yes.
that.
Did,
Okay.
did you
Talking
get any
about like,
merch while you were there?
huh? No, I
Did you
did
get any?
not.
You should have. You know why? Because their merchandising company was the first black owned on Broadway.
I did not know that.
Most people don't. So it's kind of dope that like you said, these white theater goers are they're buying T-shirts and mugs and souvenirs from this black owned company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did give money because they wanted to donate. They wanted to
Equity
put
Fights
money back
AIDS.
into the theaters. Yes, they wanted to put
Yeah.
money back in the theaters and everything. So yeah, but that was a really good play, honestly.
I'm so
Let's
jealous you got to see it because maybe I'll get to do it one day. Who knows?
maybe hopefully they'll come up with another one and we'll go see it together because I actually love Broadway plays. I saw the carousel that's off Broadway. It was
Hmm.
so amazing. I cried. I don't know what it is about Broadway play that brings out the emotion in you. It's everything. It really is everything. Like the emotion, the portrayal of these characters. You get so emotionally invested
Yeah,
into their stories and stuff. So listen,
there's
you
something for
Broadway,
everybody.
everybody, even the
Yeah.
tree that's on there, even the
well, you know,
carousel. I was
well,
emotional.
a lot of those kids that start off who go to Broadway, they start off playing a tree in the school play. So
All right, let's keep it going. So, talking about school, talking about plays and stuff, you were in Little Mermaid as Sebastian. Now, I
yes.
have a question for you.
Okay.
How did you react? That's one. And two, part two to that. What was your thoughts? What was your thoughts on the backlash that Halle Bailey received when
Okay.
it was announced that she was going to play Ariel?
Wait, remind me the first part of that question.
Okay, how did you react to the backlash she received?
how did I react to the backlash she received, and how did I react
Yes.
when I found out?
And what was your thoughts on the backlash? What did you think
Well,
about the backlash?
how did I
Yeah,
react?
yeah.
So The Little Mermaid is my all-time favorite movie, and when I got to play Sebastian, it was a dream come true for me. Like literally, I walked into that audition and just gave it my all. I think there have only been a few shows that I've literally given my entire energy to, and that was definitely one of them. And so to answer your question about Halle Bailey, um, I had known for a few years that they had been working on the live action version and they were working on casting it. I'd heard rumors that Zendaya was being considered at one point. I had heard Keke Palmer was being considered at one point. And at first I was like, oh, these are just crazy rumors. They're going to go with some white girl with bright red hair and, or whoever is the popular musical theater girl at the moment, dye her hair red and make her the mermaid. And so a
Mhm.
friend of mine who knows how obsessed I am with mermaids, like when I tell you I'm obsessed with mermaids, like literally, this is how obsessed I am with mermaids. Let me show you my friend here.
Mhm.
Like I actually made this doll.
What's her name?
Her name is Tropica.
Yes, Trophica.
Yeah. Oh, there she is. Yeah. And I like glitter her and did all that stuff. So that's part of one of my artistic endeavors. You'll see that in the
Mhm.
future too, because I have a whole line I'm working on. But so my friend messaged me and sent me a video of Halle Bailey singing. I had never heard of this girl. And I do remember Beyonce having two proteges that were sisters. And I didn't know their names. I didn't know much about them. But I saw the video of the girl, and my brother or my friend who sent me the video was like, "Oh, this girl is gonna be Ariel." And at first I was like, "She sounds like her when she sings." And she was singing that video "Unforgettable," where
Mhm.
but yeah,
Yeah,
and,
yeah. I think it
and
was Billie
so
Holiday. Billie Holiday, I think it was.
Unforgettable. I think that's Nat King Cole, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Yeah,
We both might be wrong.
Unforgettable is Nat King Cole, but maybe Billie Holiday sang it first. I think because she
Yeah.
was around before him. So I saw that video and was like, yeah, she sounds like Ariel or the voice actress that originally played Ariel. I could hear her singing the music. Then when I saw all the backlash, I was like, why is this necessary? Like, I get it. You all are purists who see it one way. And you're like, in your mind, you want to literally see them Disney rip Ariel the cartoon off the page and basically bring her to life, like they've done with some other movies. Like when they did the live action Aladdin, the boy who played Aladdin literally looked like the character off the page. But then you have Will Smith, who looks nothing like Robin Williams' version of the genie, nor did he act anything like Robin Williams' version of the genie. And honestly, I enjoyed that movie. I enjoyed it
I
very
liked
much
it.
so. Yes,
I
I
liked it
watched
too.
it multiple times. I thought it was beautifully done. I enjoyed the new music. I enjoyed that they stayed true to the story, but also made it more modern. And I
Mhm.
I I am really I'm disappointed in people for not for not allowing themselves to take a chance on her because
Mhm.
they're basically saying she can't do something before she's been given a chance to do it. But I know she's gonna slay that role.
That's I already know because
Yeah.
I give them a chance at first. Not I'm talking about musically because
Yes.
something about them was like it wasn't my taste at first, but no Hallie. I gotta preface this Hallie because it's Haley Bailey, Halle Bailey. Listen,
It's a
that
tongue twister.
it's just tongue twister. Hallie,
Yeah.
Hallie
I
is so
always
freaking talented.
yeah.
I want her to win, like because they're not to them, not to preface this of two sisters going against each other, but because Chloe has the body, the voice, the performance, the Beyonce effect, and Halle doesn't. She's more of subtlety. She's more like demure.
Yeah.
She gives me Salon. It's so crazy how the no sister, is similar to the Bailey sisters.
I
Like
agree. I can
Chloe
see that.
is, I say, Halle is more of Solange. It's like they parallel in some way.
I
So
never thought of that. I
I've
never thought of
always
that.
thought of that. If you think
Okay.
about it, because you know that Beyonce is the one who popped off, and it took Solange a long time to really find her footing.
Yeah.
And Nelly was like, no, I can do it all. Like, listen, I'm here too.
Yeah.
Like, come
I
on.
think their story is gonna be a little bit different in the sense of I think they're both going to have success, but in different areas. Like
Mm,
once this movie does come out and people are able to see what she's capable of, it's going to put her in a different lane where Chloe is more going to go the route of pop star, singer, songwriter, and producer. That's gonna and she's an amazing performer.
mm-hmm.
So she's gonna go that route. That's not to say that Halle, the way I remember how to say her name is a lot of people say Halle Berry on accident. So as long as you have Halle Berry in mind, you know how to say Halle Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
But it does when you do want to say Haley Bailey. But
Yeah.
I think Halle is going to have her moment where she is going to do her music as well. And they're going to do this, they're still going to do their thing together, of course. They're not like they're
Mm-hmm.
sisters for life. They're not going to break up. It's like saying
Period.
Kelly, Michelle, and Beyonce are broken up. They come
Yeah.
together. They're
Mm-hmm.
like, they might not be releasing albums and making music videos, but Destiny Child is still pretty much together.
Period.
But she's going to have her success in her own lane, in her own way, in her own time. And I think that obviously there was a plan for her to launch in a certain type of way, but it got postponed because COVID shut the production of The Little Mermaid down. Because they were
Mm-hmm.
supposed to film it in 2020. They had to film it this past summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm excited. I kid you not. I'm so excited about that movie. I am literally working on an outfit for the premiere just to be able to walk. Even if I'm walking into a rinky-dink AMC theater, I'm gonna walk in there with my green mermaid sequin outfit on or whatever I decide to make, and I'm gonna walk in there and I'm gonna cry. I cannot wait to see this movie and have some pivotal moments that I cannot wait to see.
Okay, cool. So speaking of those pivotal moments, are
uh,
you excited? So you're already excited for the live version, so I get
oh
that. What
yes.
parts are you looking forward to the most?
Oh,
Live
okay.
version.
I'm I am curious to see what changes they're going to make from the 1989 film to this new film coming out next year in 2023. I cannot wait to hear her say the vocals on Part of Your World. And I want to see what Melissa McCarthy is going to do with Pouring Fortune Souls, because low key, that's one of my favorite songs too.
Do you think she could deliver? Because I have never heard her sing.
I've heard her sing. She did a song a few years back with Barbara Streisand. You know that song, Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better?
Yes.
So they did their version of that together, and it was cute. But realistically, Power Fortune Souls, depending on how it's performed, it doesn't need to be sung. It like if you really listen to it from the old movie, the
They're more
actress playing
talking.
Ursula, it's more
It's
talk
talking.
singing.
Yeah.
Yes, she has a few moments where she belts and she sings, and of course, you know what? I don't really know what Melissa's vocal strengths are. I don't think she's going to sound terrible, but I don't know what it's going to give until we get a soundtrack out. And but I do believe that if she does it the way I think she's going to do it, it's going to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw some pictures of her outfit, of Hallie's outfit. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm kind
Oh,
of
you mean the production
disappointed.
picture?
Yeah, the production pictures. I'm
Okay.
not going to lie.
Uh,
I was not here for that. She has red hair, but it's kind of like I don't know what it is. It's like it's just this nasty ginger red, and it's not like fire red. Like, and then
okay.
I just think I wanted her in dreads. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I wanted her in dreads. I wanted those dreads to whip around that water while she's saying, part of that world.
Okay. I do have a
I
couple of
I
thoughts
just
on that.
saw that, and I was so disappointed when I saw those shots.
Okay. I saw those same shots, and I do have a couple of thoughts on that. So, what I think is that if you're talking about the pictures of her with the burlap sack on, that's when she just becomes human. So, what I think is going to happen there is, as far as the color of her hair, I do think that they are going to make her hair bright red in post production. But I
Okay.
think when she becomes human, it's going to become more dull, and she's going to look less majestic. So that's probably why you saw what you saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because she
Obviously,
was that water. She was out the
yeah.
water when I saw the pic. Okay.
Yeah, obviously we won't really know until we see the movie or we get a first look photo of her in like the legit. This is Halle Bailey as Ariel.
Okay.
So because even I was like, it's a little too orange for me. I didn't mind it, but then I also thought about what moment that was in the movie that I saw,
Mm-hmm.
and then some other photos were of a rehearsal that they were having. So um, I'm holding judgment until I see a first official look.
Okay. Did you
Yeah,
see the one with Queen Latifah? The one with Queen Latifah?
absolutely. Any version of the Little Mermaid you could think of, I've seen.
Okay, so you like that as well. Okay.
um, I like certain parts of it. I liked.
So tell me the parts that you didn't like. Well, start with the parts that you liked. Let's do that.
I loved Queen Latifah. I thought she did an amazing job because she was having fun.
Mm-hmm.
I liked. I liked the actress that played Ariel, but I didn't think she was strong enough, or she lacked confidence in the role. Maybe it's because at the time she was just barely 18.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, a girl who plays Ariel needs to be able to look young but have an old soul type of like old like a maturity to her voice.
Okay.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
The costuming, certain now the costuming is probably the one part where I'm like, there's some things that I wish they would have done better. It's Disney; they have the budget to do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm. They
Yeah,
mostly get it wrong, like the Dumbo movie. But
I didn't see the Dumbo movie, but you're right. I mean, if you saw the Lion King movie, then yeah, and that was the same year too. So yeah.
all right. So speaking of costumes, speaking of costume designing and costumes in general,
Yes.
you're a costume designer. When did you get into designing costumes,
Oh,
designing
okay.
garments, or you will?
Okay. Yeah. So yes, I'm a multi hyphen. We've already gone through Broadway actor. Now we're going to costume designer.
Yes.
So I started costume design. Well, really, I started sewing. I was about 12 or 13 years old. In my high school, not my high school, actually my elementary school, they taught us how to. We have to do home ec. So they taught us how to cook and like bake cookies or make rice. And
Mm-hmm.
then the next semester, they would teach you how to sew like a pillow or sew a pair of pants, like cheap pajama pants. So I really wanted to learn how to sew because I liked the idea of. I always imagined myself making movies and having my own productions, and
Mm-hmm.
that's actually one of my goals for later on in life. I mean, I've kind of done some stuff here and there, but
Mm-hmm.
um, so I started doing that, and the thing that really pushed me to do so when I was in high school, I joined a dance group called Ritmo Latino, which means Latin rhythm, and we
Mm-hmm.
started actually incorporating belly dance movements into our dances. So we were studying Shakira and like different like belly dance artists of the time period, and
Mm-hmm.
my teacher taught me how to sew belly dance outfits
Mm-hmm.
and like taught me how to hem, taught me how to do all this stuff, and taught me the intricate details and the beading. And I was like, I'm gonna take this. Then I started working on my own videos of like the anime Sailor Moon, which is
Mm-hmm.
one of my
I
favorites, if not my
love
favorite.
Sailor Moon.
Yeah, Sailor Moon is my favorite anime and my favorite manga. And
Yes.
what I did was I got a few of my close girlfriends when I was in high school, got them together, created the costumes from scratch, like literally went to Walmart, bought all these different color fabrics, made the costumes, put them on the girls and recorded some videos, and they were somewhere on an old camcorder, just lost. And it just propelled from there, where like I started doing more stuff, and then eventually once I moved to New York, I started costuming for productions,
Mm-hmm.
like productions off Broadway or, for like schools and stuff, or even my own stuff. So yeah, that's how I got into costume design.
Yes. So since we talking about you designing, you designed for Bayside the musical. So let's get into that one. Did you run into any challenges designing for the Bayside the musical, as well as being, and I forgot to say that, but I think I said this, as well as being Lisa Turtle understudy?
Oh my God, you really did your research on that one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so did I have any issue? Oh, yes, there were some. So some of the cast members weren't comfortable wearing certain things. And the thing about Medium Face Productions, which was the company that did both Bayside and Showgirls, they wanted things to be hypersexual. So, like, I remember I bought swim trunks for all the boys. They were regular swim trunks. They wanted me to make them into like bikini, like the little like tight Speedo trunks for the boys to look more sexy. And so I literally had to chop them up and resew them. And they told me maybe 30 minutes before we had to do a show, I accidentally cut too close to the crotch and basically opened it up so much that like the crotch was open and it turned into a skirt basically. So what I had to do was I had to literally 5 minutes before curtain Jimmy rig those shorts back into like back together. And then there were certain actors that wanted to do costume changes without asking me, and it's very disrespectful to change things in the middle of a production. So if you change costumes or want to change costumes without consulting a costume designer, or you go to a costume designer and a plot has been set without them saying we're going to change X, Y, Z, it's kind of disrespectful because you're basically saying your vision is trash and I want to do something better. Or like even with choreography, like you got to be very careful stepping on certain people's toes in the entertainment industry because everybody's very sensitive about what they do, and it may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to the person who creates it. And so that I would say would be my top two issues that I dealt with while doing Bayside. Oh, and then the whole Lisa Turtle understudy thing. Well, there's a lot of drama that happened with that. I mean, I was understudy. I was the first understudy in swing in that production, which basically means that I covered everybody. So 8 tracks that I had to cover. That means Zach, Kelly, Slater, Jesse, all of them. And there were times where I was really threatened to go on because either somebody was about to call out last minute, somebody was stuck in Jersey, and we were in Manhattan, had a snowstorm. So literally, Lisa Turtle is stuck in Jersey. I'm beating my face, putting my lashes on, and she walks in 5 minutes before the show starts. and she ends up doing the first act with no makeup on. So there's that. But I actually went on for Lisa Turtle my last weekend in the show, right before I went to go do The Little Mermaid. And what happened with that was I was originally slated to play Slater Memorial Day weekend. The producers went behind my back and cast a white actor last minute to come in and understudy that track that I had been understudying from the beginning. So let's say I've been understudying from September of 2013. They brought this guy in April of 2014 to understudy. And I looked at it as a blessing in disguise because I realized what they were really about. And it also says, so you're going to cast a white actor to play a Latino role or a piece, like a person of color role.
Yeah.
And this guy was blonde with blue eyes. You are not going to tell me he resembles Mario Lopez in any entire way. And I'm not saying I look like Mario Lopez, but I think I'm a little bit closer in that category, to fit that role.
You needed a more flavorful, Slater, more flavor.
Exactly. And so I had to find out from another cast member that, they actually cast somebody else to come in for that weekend. So I confronted them and said, well, my mom is going to come in. I've really been looking forward to this. I've been rehearsing. So they told me, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to ask the actress playing Lisa Turtle to step down, and you're going to go on as Lisa Turtle this week for Memorial Day weekend. And I did. And I said, okay. And just know that is also the last weekend that I'll be performing in the show.
Okay, you ate that for me. You just let them know, like, I will not be disrespected. I will not be twist upside, up, down, or turn
Yeah.
giving very effy white teas. I would not be pushed aside or turned. Did I
Yes.
get that right? I hope I got that right. Did I get that
Wait,
right?
say it again.
I won't be pushed aside or turned. Did she say that in her lyrics?
Oh, that was the
Effy
lyrics from
white.
"Listen." I won't be pushed aside or turned into your own. Got you. Yeah, all because
Yes.
you won't listen.
Yes.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. So let me talk to you about Showgirls. And I didn't, first of all, I want you to know, guys, that I just made up this question because we did not go over this. So you don't even know what my question is about Showgirls. How did you feel about Showgirls, the movie, not being a blockbuster hit?
The funny thing about Showgirls and my experience with Showgirls, I
Mm-hmm.
remember seeing that movie on Logo, and
Mm-hmm.
probably like a year or two before I actually booked it. And I was like, I don't understand this movie, but I think it would do really well on stage. Then I moved to New York, and like 6 months later, I see a casting for Showgirls the musical, and I said, "Oh my God, they're finally doing it! I have to book this." And then I went in, auditioned, got the role the next day, and it changed my life. To be quite honest, like it really opened my eyes to the industry. I got so much exposure from it, and it was like my first moment of I made it in New York. Especially
Yeah.
to be a musical theater actor.
Mm-hmm. Because I love the movie
Yeah,
Showgirls. I don't know why like I think she did good. Just the
she
transition
did.
from what was her name, Jessie, off of the show, and
And
then
yeah,
the next thing
yeah,
you see her in is that. I think
yeah.
she was amazing. I think she
She
was
did
amazing.
a lot of people blame her for the way the movie was, but people have to remember there's a man behind the curtain controlling everything. Actors,
Mm-hmm.
performers, we are just puppets for directors and producers to use for whatever their purpose of a show or a production is. And she did what she was directed to do. So
Mm-hmm.
if they told her, "Hey, we need you to go full out over the top with this," and she literally is in the
Mm-hmm.
scene where she's in the pool with old boy and she's like, shoulders back, flopping around like a dead goldfish, then that's
Mm-hmm.
because that's what her director told her to do. And the director approved for that footage to be what gets released. A lot of times, and you got to remember, actors have long days where they do multiple takes of what we see in 3 minutes, they do for 6 to 10 hours a day sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that movie is an underrated masterpiece, and if you really look at it, I feel people weren't ready for what that movie actually talks about. Because if you look at it, that movie
Mm-hmm.
exposes the toxic nature behind show business, but
Mm-hmm.
also how men, really anybody, can abuse power to get
Mm-hmm.
what they want out of people.
Most definitely. And
Yes.
the fact that we didn't see nothing happen. We just see him being beat up, but not like stripped away from that. Like, what's next? You know what I'm saying? And I think
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is that she that character was so powerful, and the way that she's so okay. Let me move the thing because I really want to talk to you.
Okay.
That show is everything.
uh,
Um, the way that the character she was cool with. I forgot her name. She was a
Molly.
well-respected actress.
Molly.
But the
That's actually the
friend,
character I played.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she she loved her. She loved her. They were friends. And then she she takes her to this play. She takes her to the show or whatever. Takes her to the show because he's a musician, or I think he's a musician or an actor. I forgot a musician or an actor.
Well, who?
I think
Know
because
me?
when she got know me, no, not know me, the her friend,
Oh,
the friend in the
so
movie.
Molly, you're talking about Molly, right?
Yes, I'm talking about Miley. Molly, yes.
Molly, ironically, was also a costume designer. And then lo and behold, guess who gets that role?
I did not know that.
Yeah, she was the costume designer of the production that they were doing in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
like, yeah, she was actually the dresser of the star, which was Crystal Connors, and that's how Nomi got brought to the show and introduced to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. And
but Molly loved her purely.
yeah, and
Yeah,
I think it also goes to you're not really in this life. I'm bringing you into it. Don't
yeah,
go too much out of bounds where you can't see, you can't get yourself out of it.
yeah,
And you know, like it's the price of fame. Like I think she saw the fan, like she saw love, her first love. She was
yeah,
obsessed with him. And then all of a sudden, she gets into a room with him. Basically, like her world turns because it was just, I felt so horrible
it
when
was
I
heartbreaking.
saw that part. And I think it traumatized me in a way.
I can
That's why
understand
you
why.
never, with anybody, you let people know where you're going.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You let people
yeah,
know that you never know what's going to happen to you.
yeah.
And
That's
then,
why
uh-huh.
that's why when it comes to hookup culture, I definitely am one of those ones who's like, look, have your fun, but let somebody know where you're going, because if you're like, there's two ways that, like, not to scare nobody, but we gotta realize the world we lived in.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to somebody's house, you don't know what they're capable of and what they can do. They could have something set up for you when you get there. And if they're coming to your house, they have nothing to lose if they decide to do something to you and leave you there. And, they can
Period.
just go about their life.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say, just be careful. And if you can, let someone know where you're going. Text them the
Mm-hmm.
address, share your location, however it works. Just do that, because you don't want to mess up your life just for a few moments of pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's definitely.
mm-hmm.
Hmm. Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Another scene I loved out of that show is when Nomi pushed that psycho bitch down the motherfucking stairs.
Oh my God,
I
that
lived
moment.
for it because she was so nasty. She was so cunning and so sneaky. I didn't live for her. But I'm gonna say this: she was so much nicer than I thought she would be to Nomi.
Mm,
She didn't beat her ass. Nomi should have got her ass whipped, even though
yeah.
she deserved it. Even though she
Hmm.
deserved it, I
Yes.
don't know why she didn't tag her.
Yeah.
She should have tagged her.
I think, looking back at it in retrospect, Crystal, which was on the character that got pushed down the stairs, she
Yes, Crystal.
knew she was preparing to groom Nomi the entire time to take over. To me, she was that dancer who was jaded, tired of performing, tired of doing the show night after night. She got her million, she got her stardom, she got her acclaim, but she was tired. And so she sees this girl who's hungry, and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna mess with you. I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna see how far I can get into your mind, because I need to see if I can push your buttons and psychologically train you for what you're going to have to deal with. Because in my mind, I'm seeing you as my replacement. Like, I feel like if you really like watch the movie and analyze it, you can see that certain things were set up from the very beginning.
I
And
never thought
Crystal,
about
to me,
that.
Crystal was kind of aware of what the outcome was going to be, where she had
Mhm.
always thought or planned, you know what? I like this girl. Let me go to her job, the strip club she works at, and check her out. Oh, okay. She needs a little work, but you know what? I'm gonna still see what I can do, get her in. Kind of like grooming in a sense. That's the word I'm looking for.
When she put those ice to her, it said ice. Wait, was it her or was it that dude? It said
It was a
ice your
dude.
nipples. It was the
It was a
dude. I thought
dude,
it was
but
her. She did
Crystal was in
something
the
like.
background. But if you
Mm-hmm.
notice in that scene, Crystal's in the background. She's giving this like psychotic look, like she's enjoying it way too much.
She set it up like that.
Of course, I truly believe that in the movie and in the show, Crystal set up the whole chain of events. Yeah, just so she can get out of the show, because she was tired of being a part of that hell.
And I didn't think of it like that. I was like, wow, she really. It's like we didn't know where she was going. It's like, do she hate her? but I know she actually respects her and thinks she's talented.
Yeah.
But what are you giving here? It was so confusing to me.
Think about it this way.
Confusing.
Think about it this way. Like, think about that teacher or that mentor or that boss or whoever is an authority figure at your job who pushes your buttons, who gets under your skin, who expects a certain level out of you. And if they don't see you performing at that, they get mad at you, they get angry, they push your buttons, they drive you crazy, and you're like, what the fuck do you want from me? That's how I feel that they were with each other. Where she was the manager and like Crystal was the manager and Nomi was the new employee, and she was like, I know your potential. Why aren't you reaching your potential? So I feel like it was like that.
Yeah. Let me have you do something so cunning so I can know that you're ready. Because
exactly.
I need you to be so ruthless. Because in this business, you got to take out the next bitch before they take you out.
It's more true than you realize.
It's an eat dog eat. What is mean?
Dog eat dog. Girl. It's more true than you realize. Everybody is looking out for self, and they will destroy the next one just to get themselves ahead. That's in any industry, though.
Okay.
Everybody has a price.
Well, let's go a little bit back to, because we haven't finished the costume designing. I want to know more. Goodness. I want to know your favorite costume designers. Do you have any favorite costume designers?
I do. One is like a costume designer and a fashion designer at the same time. Bob Mackie, who did like all the great like looks in the 70s, for Cher, Michael Jackson, Tina Turner, those bedazzled like outfits where like they had the bangles and the beads draping down, the original Dream Girls. Greg Barnes, who did Kinky Boots. I love his stuff. He's done so many different productions. William Ivy Long, I love his stuff. He did Dream Girls, Hairspray. The list goes on. So yeah, I have several Broadway costume designers and costume designers that I love and adore and I study. Because I like to watch their videos and like see how they create certain things so I can pick up on how to perfect my skills.
Okay. Are you willing to teach somebody who is 6'4", 308 pounds, and wants to learn how to sew because their mother's no longer here, and that person was too busy and had ADHD and couldn't sit the hell down to actually learn how to sew, and wants to really learn now and wants to make himself his first jockstrap.
Oh, well, I just so happen to have a little bit of experience creating underwear as well. Well, does that individual have their own sewing machine? That's my question.
Oh, most definitely. My mother was definitely a quiet. When I tell you, my mother was a quiet shopper. There's a lot of stuff in my closet that my mother has bought that never was still in the box, but I really want to make my own jockstrap.
Okay, and that's easy to do.
Experience, in costume designing and designing their own garments to teach a novice, a beginner, how to do it.
I got you.
So we're going to talk off here after this interview. So let's keep it going. All right. So, let's go into the world of manga illustration.
My other hyphen. Gotcha.
Yes.
Manga illustrator and writer.
Yes. So you said that your favorite manga is Sailor Moon.
Yes. I actually, literally, when I tell you this bookcase right here has the entire collection. Like I have there's like 3 different versions of the whole Sailor Moon story. I have all of them here. Like when I tell you I'm obsessed. Go ahead.
No, let me let you know that I got scammed on eBay because I wanted the whole disc. I'm talking about from SR, I think it was SR. I don't know how, the first beginning to all the way, they got the movies too, and the crystal. And I got scammed
I
on
am
a.
so sorry. I'm sorry about
I'm.
that because that's happened to me before.
Mhm. I love, I
Like,
love, I love Sailor Moon. By the way, and I used to be that kid. That's how I knew I was gay. And I put on there. I put the what's that? The thermal pins on top of the head. It was like
yeah,
Sailor Moon. Yeah, that's how I
you were
know.
me. You were me.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to take, because they had their little wands. So I used to take
Mm-hmm.
whatever pen I could, pick it up, and just be like, whatever star power that day. And I was Sailor Mars or Sailor Venus. Um, or I would just like spin around in my living room and like play the music, or I'd reenact the episodes. Like when I was a kid, me and my brothers and who the kids I grew up with, we would watch a TV show, specifically Power Rangers and Sailor Moon, then go out or Mortal Kombat, then go out in the yard and reenact it. That's who we were. So I feel you. I was that kid, or I would take a towel or a shirt, wrap it around my head because I always like to be the girl characters, and then
Mm-hmm.
I would be
Me too.
whatever girl or sailor I felt like being that day.
Do you have a favorite Sailor Moon character?
Sailor Venus. Sailor Venus is my which is the orange one. She's my personal favorite of the group.
That's the goddess
Whenever
of love,
I
guys. If
Yes,
you didn't know,
yes, the
of
goddess
love.
of love. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness, I love her. Like my favorite color is green, but there's something about gold and yellow and orange that I really appreciate.
Mm.
And my second would be Sailor Neptune because obviously Neptune, sea. I love mermaids.
Okay. So you're Neptune. Okay, Okay, I have to say this. I have to say this. How I'm going to be respectful for this question. So there was always this story or this rumor, I don't know what, that Sailor Neptune and Sailor Uranus was actually a couple instead of cousins. They're like a
Oh,
lesbian couple. But
yeah,
yeah,
they
because
are.
because in the show they were saying they were cousins, but they had
I
to
can.
do it because okay, go ahead.
So the reason behind that is because American censorship is trash. And what they did was in the early 2000s, because the idea of two people, regardless of gender, loving each other is wrong. And they couldn't handle creating a kids show with two LGBTQ plus characters. Because if you really think about it, Sailor Uranus is non-binary.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
she could dress up in
as in men's
yeah,
clothes, was
in
very
men's clothes.
masculine, but also had a feminine side.
Yeah, most
And
definitely.
so yeah, and so what they did was to censor the show in the original dub of Sailor Moon. They made them cousins instead of lovers, because in the original Japanese version, they're saying sexual innuendos to each other, but in the American version, they're saying, "Well, like," and it's you can still feel it, and even in the way they're looking at each other in the animation, but they're like, "Well, cuz after school, we're gonna go and we're gonna get lattes together, okay?" And I'm like, I don't talk to my cousins like that. I don't
Yeah, it
know
was
about
very
you.
sensual how the way they talked
Yeah,
to each other. It was very like
yeah.
seductive. And when I tell you, I don't know if I knew about it, but I was strangely attracted to Uranus. She had this power about her. And I was like, I want to feel that. I think I really grasped to more masculine men because of Uranus. Like, she just had this like, don't play with me. I'm not the one.
Well, that's kind of what
But
Uranus represents. I mean, in the show as well as astrology, because if you watch Sailor Moon, you will see tons of like references to the zodiac, astrology, the occult, etc. And Uranus represents unpredictability and change. So, be careful with Aquariuses. Not that I don't love Aquariuses.
oh, I know a couple of Aquarius that are very much haters.
I'm not going to say that. I have never. I won't say that Aquariuses are haters because I've never dealt with an Aquarius as a hater to me, at least not out loud. But I definitely can say because they're an air planet. They're an air sign, right? Yeah, they're an air sign. So the wind blows, and that's kind of how they flow. Similar to like Pisces. Pisces love to go with the flow. I can talk astrology all day long.
I love astrology, by the way. So, what can we expect from you since you're a manga illustrator? What can we expect from you in making your own manga book?
Okay, so the one I'm working on, the name of it is Magi Teens, which stands for Magical Teenagers, and I've been working on it since I was in high school, and I have never truly been satisfied with it up until the point that I'm at now. And I've been constantly rewriting it, trying to do this, but what I'm writing is a story for queer youth of color because I want us to get our faces out there, tell our stories, and have a superhero that represents us. Because okay, so if I may ask, you identify as being queer, correct?
Most definitely.
All right. So, who would you say is your favorite superhero? There are three in the top of my mind and I think you're going to say one of them. So surprise me. But who is your favorite superhero?
Superhero?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I really don't have one. Low key,
Okay.
I really don't have one. I could say that superhero.
Yeah, like from X-Men or DC.
I would
Even
say I
anime.
was always a Storm. I was always Storm. I love
Bingo.
Yeah.
You said exactly one of my top three choices. Most Black gay men or most queer identifying individuals of color will say that their top three favorite superheroes are going to be Storm, Wonder Woman, and in my case, Sailor Moon. Like they always choose a female character because it's easier to identify with those. And honestly, who doesn't love a fierce female? I mean, come on. Really? Storm floats into the sky. She can create a thunderstorm, blast a motherfucker, and call it a day. And then act like it didn't. She didn't break a nail. But I want to create characters, and like my story is similar to Sailor Moon in that sense, where there's someone for everybody. Mm-hmm. So like I have different archetypes, different types of characters that represent different types of people. And I want to use them to not only fight evil, but also to tell our stories that we go through as young, queer, individuals of color. Because we don't really have that. Mm-hmm. I know a few people who are working on their stuff. I purposely have not looked at any of it because I don't want to get influenced and feel like, oh, well, they're writing their thing like this, so I should do it that way too. Mm-hmm. Like I have my idea in my mind, I have my vision, I've written my story out. I don't want to be influenced by other writers of color, queer writers of color.
Okay. So can you tell us more about, if you want to, can you go into depth about the story of these queer men? Like what's the arc of these characters like? Go into the details of your story, of this story that you're creating.
All right, so you're gonna kind of meet and get to know each of them individually as the team builds up. It's that type of story. So I'll say the first character you'll meet is Angel Rose, who's the character that I based on myself. You're gonna meet him on his 16th birthday. He's a Libra, and so he's all about love, and his favorite color is pink. And he's the one that discovers these magical powers, but on his 16th birthday, he's starting to change. So he's good. When we turn around 16, we start to see things and develop in different ways. So you're going to see some of the guys' arcs are literally going to be dealing with suicide, dealing with HIV at a young age. You're going to see an individual who comes out to their parents for the first time, and coming from a Christian background and not being able to know how that's gonna turn out.
Yeah.
You're gonna see some graphic stuff too in there, like there's even gonna be exploration of relationships with teenage boys and older men. Yeah, I
Because
want to be
listen,
able.
that's
Yeah,
true. Because listen, I was that young hot in the
yeah,
ass dealing with these
yeah,
older men because older men know what they want and
yeah. But
they
young
have.
boys don't, and they're easier to take advantage of. And like just speaking a little bit about my personal experience, that's kind of something I went through.
Mm-hmm.
And ironically, around the time I started writing this was when I went through it. And I wasn't out yet, and I kind of had to suffer in silence.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like creating this story was a part of like the output. I think that's the right word. The way for me to release it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
also give it to the world, create something positive out of it, and even create something that future generations can look at and be like, wow, now they can see this.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't just want it to be a group of gay superheroes who are just like wham shabam pow throwing magical balls of fire and sprinkles. There's that in there, but I also want the story to have some truth and depth to it that is relatable to us.
Okay. So we have
Yeah.
a character that has a little meat on their bones because, guys, I want y'all to know that I had a conversation with this man. And just full transparency, I love what you're creating for these characters. And the fact that every character is different and they're going through their own situations. And I think I spoke to Marcus about this, guys. I was talking to him. Is your one of your characters is going to be all the same, like skinny, muscle? Because in manga tends to perpetuate the stereotypical big kid, like we eat a lot and we're goofy and is it's a lot of in the windows of just making us the butt of a joke or something, like, for that matter. And I watch Naruto. I watch things like Naruto, and they have Chocho and Cha Cha or whatever, his daughter in Baruto. And they have this superpower where they can just like it's sucking, and then they'll be skinny, and they can't even hold it for that long. They'll
Ooh,
go.
if only it was that easy.
So I wish it was that easy.
I wish it was
I'm
that
always
easy.
so annoyed by that show. I'm always annoyed by it. But why I get so pissed is that some of these manga and animation, they tend to perpetuate the stereotype on big guys and big people in general, whether you're a woman, non-binary, or you don't have to be identified at all or whatever. You don't have to be identified and just be you. The fact is they make it into a joke.
Yeah.
Like we're supposed to be the funny character at all times. Like we don't go through stuff.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Marcus, like I want to have a character that literally suffers in silence. Their mark can be like they brought up on bullying, like everybody bullying them, and them feeling not loved, and they hurt themselves, they harm themselves throughout that process, and and they have to suffer in silence while everybody is laughing at them.
Child,
And they
I'm about
go
to give you
home.
a writing credit.
So and I thought about that. I actually thought about this, and it's so crazy that I actually want a character to actually be true. And what I don't want a character that thinks that this big guy is not attractive. Like we can't get, the woman or the man because we didn't see Chow's Chocho. I think it's Chocho in Naruto. We didn't see Chocho dating. We didn't see Chocho dating or have a hint of Chocho dating until Naruto.
Yeah, you always get that one character in these shows that is the comedic relief, who typically is a character that is larger. And to me, if I were to do that in my story, it would feel very minstrelly. Like it would feel like, they're just the token fat person there or the larger person. I'm sorry if anybody's offended by that word. And they're always the butt of the joke. Like if you remember the first few seasons of Moesha when Kim was there, she was dumb and the butt of the joke.
Yes.
And, they made fun of her weight. If you really look back at it, Countess Vaughn was beautiful. And that sister could sing.
She was the star of the show, low key. That's why they had to give
She really was. She really was. But she got her own spinoff. That ran for, I forget, 4 or 5 seasons after that. So my hat's off to her. And, but she's another one. It's like she had to suffer in silence. And it's true that you say that. And, I literally said while you were speaking, I'm like, I got to give you a writing credit when I create this character. I might even have to name him Aaron. And because it's really true. I personally wouldn't want to create a character who looks like that and make them a comedic relief. If there's some comedy to it, great. But I don't want them to be like that type of minstrel archetype where it's like, all I can do is shuck jive and be funny. You get what I mean? Like every type of character has depth, and a lot of these shows who do have a character who might be larger than the main cast, like they might be a little bit bigger, they typically use them as a token in comparison to the others to make them look better.
Most definitely. And it's just it's like I want a character that can get any type of dude that they want, because let me just preface this. Thick guys has always been lit. I don't care if you're thick, fat, chunky, or obese. We've been that girls. We've been those dudes. Like we can get dudes. Like we can pick them.
Listen.
No shade.
We can actually
be messing with your man.
I hope my man ain't listening, but I don't. They say big things come in small packages. Well, sometimes it can be the absolute reverse. So I'll put it that way. And I will sip to that.
Because there's that stereotype that all big dudes ain't packing downstairs. Baby, that's far from the truth.
That's far from the truth. Trust me.
Anyway.
I'm really putting my business out of that.
So, let's go on with well, let me ask you, aside from Sailor Moon, what manga book had you hook, line, and sinker other than Sailor Moon?
Oh, I mean, Sailor Moon is the main one. I did read some of the original Dragon Ball Z when I was younger. Oh wow, that was honestly the main one. And Death Note. Death Note's kind of dark.
Okay, I have never heard. I never read it. I don't even know the anime. I don't know it. I gotta get it.
I think Death Note is on Netflix. The anime is on Netflix, and they have a terrible Americanized movie that came out like 4 or 5 years ago, which features the guy from Get Out, Keaton. I forget his name. I'm sorry, but he's been in like everything. Yeah, not the main guy, but like the other guy who like freaked out and said, "Get out!" That guy.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that one, a lot of people say that they thought it got weird and boring, but I really enjoyed that one too, because I kind of like, I'm very like light and glitter and rainbows, but I have a dark side, and I like gritty and dark things to a degree.
I can sense that about you.
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah.
always, if I'm ever around you, Marcus, I need to always keep my eyes on you.
You need to, because I'm a little like I'm the type of person, I observe everything, but I can also be a little shifty, and I'm able to admit that about myself.
I love that you're honest. So let's get on to more questions. Let's go into what we came here for. To know
All
you
right.
better.
Oh, it's that time.
Talk about the show.
Let's do it.
The Heights, y'all, that is coming out January 27th. That is next week. Be there. Mark your calendars. Mark your calendars. January 27th. Okay? The Heights season 1, episode 1 premieres, okay? And you'll see more of Marcus, see what he's gonna give, okay? So let's go into it. How did you find out about the show The Heights?
Oh, okay. So I heard that they were looking for a cast member through that they almost had completed their casting. And my best friend, who you're going to meet on the show, Bronson.
Okay.
He had already signed up to do it, and he told me, we're looking for one final guy to complete the cast. Would you be interested? So I created an audition video, letting the producers know who I was and what I do, and what I'm all about. And sent it in, and then a couple days later, they reached out to me and said, we would love to have you on. And so that's how I got involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What made you want to apply to though?
So I was told the premise, it was going to be following professionals, particularly, queer individuals of color who are building businesses and brands. And, you've got rappers, you got models, you've got fashion designers, you've got socialites, you've got writers like myself, and people who are creating like hair care products and skin line, like stuff for skincare. So you have all these great individuals who have these great ideas and they're working towards these things. And I was like, that's dope. And I love expanding my network and my circle. So I thought that it'd be really great if I came on and, got to meet some great individuals, and also, got to get my stuff out there more,
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know if you if you had a chance to look at your fellow cast members' interview with moi. Now, did you?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that.
Okay, so
yes,
who are your cast members told you boring?
Okay.
Unseasoned. Would you like to address those slanderous comments in any way?
If I'm boring, then bitch, call me Ambien. Call me Ambien, because clearly, if I put you to sleep, maybe you need some rest. Maybe you need a nap. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
my bills are paid. My bills are paid and my face is clean.
Period. I see it. It's the glow for me. It's the glow.
Thank you.
Okay. So why would they say that? Like, what did you like give us like a little bit, like a sneak peek on why would they have that, energy towards you?
Regardless of what you do or say, people are entitled to opinions, and just because you have an opinion doesn't make it true. I mean, some people might consider me boring. Some people might consider me fun. It all depends on the individual. So I'll just leave it at that. And also, some people might just be looking for their moment.
Period. Okay. So, also, some of your fellow cast members have referred to you as being difficult to work with, and yeah,
okay.
And they say that it's all due to like your Broadway and everything. And you also said that you also said to me that you teach people how to treat you.
Yes.
You train them how to treat you or something of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And you're difficult to work with, aka diva-like behavior. Would
Ooh.
you like to speak on those descriptions at any?
Sure. So I am at a place in my life where I'm not willing to bend over backwards and do anything for anybody or anything, if that makes sense. Um, there are certain things that I have been asked to do in my career. I won't just say with this show, but in my career. And let me go even further back. When I first started out, I was that type of performer, actor who was green, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and was willing to do whatever it took as long as I got to be included in the number. I ain't that girl no more. I'm not. And I'm not willing to just do any and everything for a moment or like just be, all of that. I have a foundation and I'm set in a certain type of way. I present myself a certain type of way. I act a certain type of way. And it takes a lot to really get me out of myself. And so if I'm considered difficult, it's because I'm just not willing to bend over backwards. Like I've dealt with a lot in my life and people who will expect me to do things that are out of my comfort level. And also to go back to this show in particular, we were filming during COVID. So if one of my biggest concerns was filming during COVID while, and this is before there were vaccines. One thing that I've learned is when it comes to people who put on productions and shows, they don't care about you. All they care about is the end result, the show being great. Whether it be this show, Broadway, whatever. They are willing to compromise you in any type of way. That's not to say that the people behind this show were willing to do that, but I just knew I had certain limitations as to what I was willing to do. And because they will literally run you into the ground and expect you to bend over backwards. If you're not comfortable being nude, but they want you to do a nude scene, not this show. I'm talking about in the past.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's any nudity in this show. But and if I'm not comfortable being nude, and this was not something that was discussed with me, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, you're asking me to get nude on stage or on screen. No, I'm not going to do that. This was not negotiated. This was not something we talked about. This is not something we discussed. So why am I going to do that? And then with COVID, it's like, okay, I'm around people who I've never met before. Some of them I'm meeting just for the first time. And you want me to be around them in close proximity with no mask on during the height of COVID. Well, maybe not exactly the height of COVID, more like a little bit after. And then then come to find out one of the cast members or a couple actually caught it. And I'm around this person. Luckily, I got out unscathed, but these things happen. So if me protecting myself makes me difficult to work with, then you might as well tattoo that shit on my forehead because I'm going to be difficult.
Period.
I'm going to be a diva. Because I'm not going to compare myself to nobody like a Beyonce or anything, but do you think that she's willing to do any and everything just to get to where she's at? I don't even think at the beginning of her career she was willing to do any and everything to get to where she's at.
Because she knew that she was that girl and I deserve what I want.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
Live for it. So speaking of those diva-like qualities, because can you sort of relate to the women in the industry like a Nene Leakes and a Monique that speaks out against those that are mistreating them?
It depends on the circumstances. I mean, realistically, we don't know the truth behind a lot of the things that they went through, but I do feel that those women in particular were shamed. Like, obviously, there's a smear campaign for their names to blackball them and to ruin their careers and their lives. Can I say that I can relate? Not necessarily, because nobody is defining my success but me. So, and I do I believe that they agree with that to some degree? Yes, but I also feel like they've allowed themselves to be puppets for certain things. More respect to Monique though, because I do believe that she was justified in, some of the things that she did and said. I honestly feel when it comes to Nene Leakes, and I love Nene, or at least I used to love Nene, before, her hair got too big, is that, she started smelling herself and really just got arrogant and an ego about everything. And I think that she thought that, because she was Andy Cohen's right hand of Atlanta, that she was unscathed, because some of that's her boss, and some of the ways I would see her talk to him, I'm like, whoa. Like if it was anybody else next season, you would be recast. But she knew she could get away with it. With Monique, I just feel like, similar situation. She set a certain standard. She said that this is what I'm going to do and what I'm willing to do. You all aren't paying me what I'm worth and what I know I'm worth and what I'm owed, but you all want to blackball me. And the people who blackballed her are very powerful.
Yeah.
So that's
shout out to Oprah and
Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels.
Yeah, Tyler Perry. Shout out to you.
Pass me.
What can the viewers expect to see from you, Marcus?
Ooh. I don't know, considering I'm so boring, but wow. Okay, so they're gonna see me and my boyfriend moving into our first place together. And they're gonna see, me as I'm working on and developing my manga story, me working with the artists that I'm working with to, get that out there and get that developed. And that should be out and done soon. And then, you'll see like me interacting with the other cast members, getting to know some of them, because most of them I don't know prior to this. And you'll get to see me. You'll get to see some of my crazy, wacky designs. My hair is going to be a few different colors and a few different styles, so you'll get to see that.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's going to be a few things in there.
Okay, we can't wait. Are you ready for those strong opinions? Because in the reality web series, in that market, the comments be brutal. Like they're literally tearing everything like apart. Like they're just looking for something. Are you ready for those strong criticisms to flood through your timeline?
Listen, like I said earlier, everybody has an opinion and everybody wants their moment to shine. It's what you decide to do with those opinions that are thrown at you that determines your worth. The opinions do not determine my worth. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do. I know what I'm going to do. I've been an actor since I was a professional actor since I was about 18. And I have done shows where I've literally been criticized by New York Times, Michael Musto, Tommy Tune. These are some big names in the Broadway community. And they have criticized me for my performance and criticized me for my designs, whether it be good or bad. And I had to learn early on that those things do not matter, because it's all opinion. Opinions are based on the individual. You might like something that I don't like, or I might like something that I'm singing the praises of, and you'll look at me like, oh, okay. So that's how I feel about opinions. Like, it's what you attract what you give attention to. So if, like, for instance, this whole me being boring, me being a diva thing, is there some truth to some of those statements? Absolutely. But am I going to let that stop me from sleeping at night? Absolutely not, because my bed is made. And as soon as this interview is over, I'm going to take this here glass and I'm going to sit in it and sip.
You know what? Let's both sip together, okay?
Yes, baby.
All right. Ooh, that's Jack and Coke. We always love a Jack and Coke.
Oh my God, are we drinking the same thing?
Definitely drinking the same thing, child. I live for it.
Yes, Jack.
Definitely
See,
live for it.
I love me some whiskey, and I love me some brown. I like my liquor like I like my men. If it's brown, it goes down, baby.
Most definitely. And we're gonna
Yes.
chuck that mother. Listen.
Oh,
All
don't tempt me
right.
because I'm from Chicago, so we do drink. Like my family functions, if it doesn't have a fifth of Hennessy, it's not happening.
Oh, so you bangy. You're very bangy with the
I'm
Hennessy.
so let me put it this way.
Hennessy!
I wouldn't say banji. I would say banj bougie. Let's put it that way. Banj bougie, or an
Okay.
equivalent of that. Because I'm definitely bougie.
Okay.
I'm definitely bougie. But maybe maybe that's where the diva comes from. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I would never put the word banji next to my name, but maybe I got a little banj in me.
I think you
We,
do. I
I'm
think you do.
multifaceted. Like if you're not a three-dimensional person, then you're
What are you good for?
right,
That's what
right,
that's what I
exactly.
think about. That's what I think about, the people, the guys that who are like one trick ponies. Like, they're either bottoms or just top. You don't want to get a lick of booty you don't want to get a
Oh,
lick of booty like, you
well,
bottoms. You don't want to get a
everybody.
lick of dick like you tops. Like, what's
Mm.
going on? Like, I'm the best of both worlds, okay?
Listen, don't knock it
Like,
till you
it's giving
try
verse
it.
over this way. It's giving verse set. It's giving verse set
Team
over here.
verse, team verse. Wait,
Team
team
freaking
verse.
verse.
And
Listen,
it's like, don't knock it till you try it.
listen, you tops. Bend over once in a while. You'll love it. And you
Oh my
bottoms,
goodness,
listen, these tops are willing to give you the booty.
especially these days.
What? Come on now.
uh,
Let's get back into it. So, what do you hope to gain by the end of this experience, Marcus?
oh wow. A paycheck. No, kidding. No,
Listen, if it's true, get that track.
I mean, but realistically, money rules the world. So everybody is doing something for the coin, whether they want to admit it or not. Some are just a little bit more vocal about it, and you got to know your worth. Like there's a few cast members that I truly respect, regardless of what they may have to say about me. I truly respect them because they know their worth.
Mm-hmm.
I like that's one thing that I can definitely say about the majority. I won't say it for all, but I'll say for the majority is that they know their worth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So this is coming to a close,
All
but we
right.
still got the games. Okay. So Marcus,
Oh.
any
Okay.
last any final words or statement that you just want to give out to the viewers, to our viewers?
Yes, I would like to say hi. My name is Marcus D. Rocio, and The Heights will be coming out on January 27th. Check it out.
Such a showgirl. I live for it. Yes, man. Yes, God. I live for it. You need to teach me because I'm very, very awkward.
Oh, I mean,
Okay?
believe it or not, even I have my moments. I'm a little introverted sometimes, so I get it. But it's kind of like one of those things where I was taught even before I started professionally performing, whatever job you do is a stage. So you always have to be on. Always have
Okay.
to be on. And a lot of actors, unfortunately, they don't get to be off until they're by themselves.
So
Yeah.
you have a lot of would you say that you have a lot of actors on your current cast?
As far as what? Like
As far
specify.
when the cameras come on, they just turn into like this different type of person than they normally would.
You know what? You're gonna have to tune in to find out.
Here we get.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
such a politically correct. You are so media trained. It's ridiculous.
Well, I also got to promote the show. So,
Period. And yes, it is coming on January 27th.
yeah.
Next week. Be there. All right. So let's play this game. So
Let's
I'm gonna
play
change
it.
things up. I'm gonna change things up a bit.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do first. Let's go with this first. Give me one sweet and one sour about each cast member. I'm gonna give you one name. Let's start with something easy. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go with Bronson.
My sister.
Mm.
Like that's really all I can say about that individual. But if I do have to say one shady or one thing, shady boots. But she knows that. She knows that.
You know what? The other cast member thinks so too, and I can't wait for it because I live for me a little underhanded shady bitch. Like she just throw that shade, and you'll be like, "Wait, bitch, did you shade me? Did
Oh
you
no, no,
shade
no, no,
me?"
no. You'll know. That's one thing that he and I kind of have in common, but he's a little bit more seasoned in it, is that his shade is so spot on. Like it literally is just like sometimes you will be like, did that just roll off your tongue so easily? Like it's all like as long as you come at him with good vibes, he's gonna come at you with good vibes. There's like he has his level of fun, lovable shade, but then if you get on his dark side or you mess with him, he'll give you that storm cloud.
Mm.
Yeah, but that's my sis at the end of the day.
Okay, and guys, I'm going to be interviewing Bronson tomorrow at 4. So
Oh,
I want
I
y'all
gotta make sure I get
to,
off work early.
I really want y'all to be like tuned in for that interview because I feel like that would be an event. Because this is an event too. But since I live for me a little shady tree. I live because I throw my little shade too, honey. All right. Let's get into it. Let's get it. Let's go with Xavier.
Ooh. Okay, so I really love Xavier's professionalism. I've gotten to work with Xavier on a couple of photo shoots, or either I was there working with them, or I got to, just help out or be in the room. And I've I've really admired his like attention to detail, how he demands respect, and how he can literally change the energy in a room. So
Mm-hmm.
I would also say that that could also be the sweet and the sour, where it's like
Mm.
that energy can change the atmosphere.
Did you have any problems with him on those photo shoots? Did you have any
No,
like run-ins or like bad,
no,
work relationship?
Xavier and I never had any issues on the show. He's one of the few I didn't.
Okay, good. I
Yeah.
can't wait to interview Xavier because, baby, when I tell y'all Xavier is going to carry,
Oh, absolutely. And
uh,
is he not gorgeous?
that man is super gorgeous. First of
Yes,
all, I can just tell by being on the phone with Xavier that he's one of those people that demands respect. He worked
absolutely.
too hard to be where he is to play with
Absolutely.
you. So,
100%. To
so
some it might be a problem, to others you better learn how to roll with them punches.
most definitely. The next one, let's go with
Oh, I'm nervous about this one. This because my first two answers were politically correct.
yes, but you know what? That's you. I'm
That's
not gonna
me.
force it. I'm not gonna force
I
it.
appreciate that.
Okay. The next one is Down Main.
Ooh. You know, I really do like him as a professional as well. And I even like him personally. We got to bond over during the show, especially when it came to like, writing and stuff. Um, there were some instances during the show where I was kind of like, sis, you doing too much. Like it don't require all this. So sometimes it kind of felt like drama for the sake of drama.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So he was basically like pushing for it. It was like instead of being it naturally, he was just
Oh no,
like
it was natural, but it was like you'll see, you'll see. Yeah, you'll see. There's a situation that's gonna happen in the show, And to some degree, I kind of see why he would take it there. But being a spectator of the situation, it kind of was like, it really didn't need to go that far.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see.
Okay. So what about Sweet? Since he's do too much. That's what a lot of some of his cast members say that he does a lot. Like, really.
So one thing I can say about him, like I said, he is very professional. I do like his professionalism, and what I do love is that he's always, for me as a writer, he's always been there to, like, give me advice and talk to me about his experience, what he did to get his book out there. And did you buy your copy, by the way?
No, and I have to.
You better.
Yeah, because I even told that man, listen, I'm not the one to read books. I like
Look
pictures.
at me. These girls are shading me left and right, and I'm promoting them during my interview. But anyway, yeah, like I do appreciate him for that. Like, I really do. Like he took time. He came over to my place a few times, and we talked. He gave me advice, and he really, like, I was having a moment one day, and you actually will see this on the show. And he was there and gave me his thoughts on something.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
which helped me.
Dependable. He's a dependable friend.
He's very dependable. Very dependable. I'll give him that. Okay. Yeah.
So let's get into more.
Okay.
Let's get into Marcus. No, Marco.
I was about to say there's another Marcus on the show.
I know.
It happens all the time. Some people will confuse the two of us, but clearly we are two different types of individuals.
Most definitely. Yeah. So Marco, one sweet, one sour.
Ooh, this is gonna be. I might have to start with the sour on this one.
Go for it.
Not able to take accountability is my sour.
I hate those. I hate those types. Like,
yeah,
I need to take accountability. Like, it wasn't all my fault.
Yeah.
You caused some of this too. So just take accountability so we can move forward.
Absolutely. Let's see, a sweet. I like the colors he uses in his wigs. Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna ask you, do you think it's cultural appropriation with his wigs? Do you believe so? Marcus?
Understanding the history behind yarn hair. Let me put it this way. There's a conversation about it on the show. You just have to wait and see, because I give my opinions on it. Hopefully it's not edited out.
So are those strong opinions?
Anything that has to do with my people being robbed of what they created, or not being acknowledged, or not being true, or not even really understanding what you're doing, I have strong opinions about that.
Live for that.
Yeah.
So let's go with something sweet about him.
Oh, that was something sweet.
Oh, you like his wigs?
I like the wig colors. Yes, I like the colors. I'm a colorful person. I got some purple yarn around here. Maybe I might make a wig out of it. In fact, let me show you this. I made this doll's wig out of yarn the other day. She's giving you Beyonce and Obsessed.
It's giving little Kim vibes to me. It's giving little Kim.
She's been a lot of places and seen a lot of faces.
Mm-hmm. I used to fuck with different races. Yes.
Oh, that's my favorite Lil' Kim album.
I still listen to that album. Joe.
Oh, I was having actually, me and Bronson were hanging out the other night. We were drinking and we were just jamming to that album. We had listened to some other music too from Lil' Kim. We had a whole moment of just Notorious K.I.M. And that album is so
Wait, can we get an iconic? Let's do this. Can we get an iconic Kim verse from you right now? Right now.
I can't really. Even though I've rapped in shows, I'm not a good rapper. I mean, we have rappers on the show, but okay. Ooh, because I don't want to do one that's like one of her like singles. Oh, I got you. To all my motherfucking getting money hoes, boosters selling clothes, to all my ghetto bitches in the projects coming through like bulldozers. No, we ain't sober. Them bitches know better than the star shit. Niggas love a hard bitch. One neck and get up in a nigga's ass quicker than an enema. Make a cat bleed, then sprinkle it with vinegar. Kidnap the senator. Make him call his wife and say he never coming home. Kim got him in the zone. Beating they dicks. Even got some of these straight chicks rubbing their tits. What? I'm loving this shit.
Right now, honey. I don't know about this right now, honey. First of all, my favorite verse of Little Kim, and this is when like she was a baby. Live for this. This is Junior Mafia.
Oh yeah.
Players Anthem. I watch that every day. Like I actually live for her. Like short haircut with the fur. Wait. How does it? I'm surprised. Wait, how you free? See, we on live and I already like, ugh. You know what? Freak or laugh. Better grab a seat. Grab on your dick as this bitch get deep. Deep as this bitch 6 feet. Stiff dick. Feel sweet in his little petite. Young bitch from the street. Guaranteed to stay down. Used to bring work out of town. No Greyhound. Now billboard bound. Bitches pressed to get it. They play me like a chicken, thinking I pressed to get it. Bitch, what? Okay. Can't tell me Kim was that bitch.
Kim was definitely that bitch. Like we were like, dang. And you know what? It makes me so sad to look at her now because of all the stuff she's done to herself with her plastic surgeries. But she used to be so. She looks crazy, but I still love her. And I still rock to her stuff. And I look at her from like back in the day. Like another one is, Ayo Shorty, go get a bag of the lethal. Sorry, I'm messing that one
up. Because listen, you're on live, child, and I already and that's my favorite verse.
It is. And if it was on right, if it was actually playing, I would literally be like, "Hey, yo, Shorty, why don't you go get a bag? I can do the whole thing." But I'm on live, and I'm like, I'm not a rapper.
Why you can cheat you? She's so beautiful, but let's get back because we can talk about Little Kim all day. Because listen, she's the queen. She's the queen. She was the first Black Barbie.
Yes.
Give her motherfucking tens.
Before Kim, before Cardi, before Doja, before Megan, there was Notorious K.I.M.
Period.
Okay.
I still listen. Okay, I'm sorry. Because I'm loving this conversation of Little Kim. I still listen to Another. Remember you said you would die for me? Shit. All of that was just lies to me. Motherfucker should have never said bye to me and they cry for me. Like Jodeci is like that, y'all. My bitch.
Actually, I listened to that one the other day too.
Black and nasty and that, y'all. They was cursing each other out and all that. I was like, yo, they really didn't like each other. I live for it.
Oh my God. Oh. See, now you're gonna make me go have a little Kim moment after we get off of here.
I swear to God, okay. The last one is Toddy. Toddy.
All right, so that's an interesting conversation because I really like him and respect him, but I heard he didn't have some nice things to say about me, and it kind of is shocking, and it came out of nowhere. I think he's a dope artist, and I think that I went to his release party. I thought his stuff was dope. I love his sound. I love his music. I thought the videography was great, and I love the story he told. And it touched me, it really did. I didn't really do too many scenes with him, so that's why I'm kind of shocked that there was a problem. So to me, I'm just like, where did this come from? But it's like, so I guess that's the sweet. The sour would be is, I guess you got to do what you got to do, play the game.
Live for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Something, that's kind of like, y'all are filming the show. Y'all are filming the show now.
It is, yeah. And I get it. Folks got to do what they got. It's like we were saying earlier. Folks got to do what they got to do to feed themselves and get a check.
Period. So let's give me one sweet and one sour about yourself.
About myself. Ooh, damn. Have we been doing that all night? One sweet about myself is I always want to see people reach their fullest potential and do their best.
Mhm.
That's one sweet. One sour about myself is I ain't with the fuck shit. And even though I can come off as a pushover, I don't take no mess.
I can tell.
Yeah,
And I feel like we're gonna see that on the show.
I would hope so. But
Period.
you have to watch. You have to tune in.
I will definitely tune in. Like I said, January 27th. Go
Yes.
subscribe. Go the YouTube, the show's YouTube will be in the description below and their IG. So go subscribe and go follow them on official I Like Media. Go to their YouTube page called I Like Media and subscribe. Hit that like button, watch that trailer, and tune in to January 27th. Okay, January 27th, next week. Tune in.
Damn.
And don't forget
Oh
to
my
get
gosh.
all things Marcus. Marcus, everything Marcus, his Facebook, his Instagram. He's not on Instagram right now, but he will. He will come back. And go add him on TikTok. Okay? He is on TikTok, okay? You will see this man designing out the ass, okay? He has an
Yes.
amazing garments. He is making them,
Yes.
okay? And you
Yes.
know what? The more ad, the more ching ching.
Hey.
Support Black artists.
Oh, and that's my main thing. If you are a Black artist, I'm all about you. Send me your link because I'm gonna buy your product. I'm gonna shout you out. I'm gonna support you. I'm not on social media right now. I'm taking a break from it for a while, but follow me, and I do follow back. And just know that if you follow me, you are gonna see some outlandish stuff. But
and listen,
we're
look
we're
out
working
for,
on that.
yeah, and look out for Marcus's manga book coming soon. Okay, it's a lot of work. Listen, your what's that? Europe wasn't built in a day, or
Rome
the
wasn't built in a
Alpha
day.
Tiber? What?
Yeah, the Eiffel. Well, the saying is Rome wasn't built in a day. I think there is one about the Eiffel Tower, but I don't remember what it is.
Bada bing, bada boom. Potato,
Yeah,
potato,
it
tomato.
takes
Yeah.
time. I'm a Virgo. Virgos are perfectionists. So when we work on something, we want it to be right. It takes time. Why do you think Beyonce, a fellow Virgo, will stay up, literally lose sleep for days just to make sure her show is right? Because she doesn't want to deliver subpar work.
Most definitely. And it's not only Virgos, Sagittarius, okay? We
Oh,
are
come on, Sag.
sticklers
My
about
mom's a
this.
Sag. My
For
mom's a
real.
Sag, so I know how y'all are. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
So,
so after saying that, I actually want to change my sour about myself.
okay, go ahead.
My sour about myself is that I would like to say I would like to produce better quality work than I have. Not
And
to
it's
say that my work is bad, but I know that I'm worthy of creating and putting out better.
you know what? The fact that you're manifesting that is already going to come true.
Absolutely. And I believe in the power of manifestation.
Yes. And you know what? Listen, let me just tell you this. I'm manifesting 1K subscribers by the end of this journey.
You got it.
Okay.
You're going to get
All
more
right.
than that.
This
You're getting more
year,
than that.
even more.
Yes.
I need y'all to watch.
Listen,
Get into this.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
When I joined TikTok, I started off, this was in the beginning of the pandemic. I was at home bored, had a box full of fabric, started sewing and doing silly videos because I had nothing else to do. We were in lockdown. And then it turned into, oh, these videos are producing numbers. This is actually like a lot of people would text me or message me and say that they really loved what I was doing because it helped them escape for a moment. It helped them cope with everything. Because, a lot of people slip into depression during that time. And so I felt like it was a part of my mission to give that laugh or to give that little moment of joy or whatever you got from it, if you got anything from it at all. And so my goal by I think it was September or October 2020 was to have 10K,
Mm-hmm.
and I got it, and I've surpassed that number a whole year later.
Yes.
Like I'm not gonna say I'm like super viral. I mean, I have been viral on TikTok, but anybody can go viral on TikTok. You just got to make the right video at the right time. But if you have that goal and you keep working towards it, and you put out something that people are gonna gravitate towards, you're good. And I think you have a very good product here.
Thank you. You know, I
Yes.
tried. Shout out to my shaders because this was a year of creating a family of my own that just, knows that, listen, I'm a whole key. I'm a whole key. I battles with the best of them. I shade down just like the rest of them. I play all day. I am a whole fool, okay?
I love
And
it.
I literally built my support system. And if you can see in the chat, my shaders got my emojis, the sunglasses, and the tornadoes.
Mm.
We
What do the
built that.
tornadoes
Not just
mean?
I, and it's not just I, it's all of us. The fact that they all was so like they waited. They actually was so patient with me. They pushed me to go live more and do more because they saw that fire in me. They saw the personality that I have. They saw that, listen, this boy got something. I love his personality. I love the way he tells jokes. I love the way he's just himself.
You just reiterated when we were talking about Showgirls and how like she was pushing her.
Mm-hmm.
It's that same thing. You have people around you who it may feel like they're attacking you, but they actually are trying to build you up because they see your full potential. And I know I have plenty, like, for instance, if we talk about my manga, I've been working on that thing for years and I never feel like it's perfect, but it is perfect. I'm just in my head about it. Um, and people can't, like, literally, some people are just like, Marcus, it's time. Just put it out there because it's going to be well received. People are going to love it. You have words and a story to tell. And obviously, if you've been working on it all these years, there's something there. Like it'd be different if I said yesterday, "Oh, I'm gonna write a manga and I'm gonna draw the characters and put it out," and like a week later I have it, and it's like, "Oh, spelling error. Oh, this character's missing an eyebrow. Oh," and then it's like, but no, this has been in development for a long time. So it's like, yeah, I do have something, and it's great. Now I'm putting it out there, and I cannot wait to show it to the world, and I cannot wait for you all to see it. And it's going to happen sooner than later. I don't want to give any further details or like any dates because I don't want to make any promises. But
Yes.
when it's time, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen sooner than later.
And you know what? The shaders, the family, the shader family will be there throwing $50 at you because I'm definitely is going to buy that book. I'm going to read it because we can now see us in that book.
Yes.
So,
and if you see yourself in there in any capacity, because I'm like I have tons of different characters. I've created a whole community of characters that I'm putting in this book in different capacities and avenues. And I want you to have your moment where you see yourself. Male, female, non-binary, gender fluid, transgender, male, female, not like non-decided, whatever you are, black, white, Afro-Latino, Latino, Latina, Latinx, whatever, you're going to be in that book in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Yes. It's going to be majority black and Latino, but you'll see the other folks in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got to write from my experience.
Sprinkle them like they sprinkle us in the,
Yeah.
Just a little sprinkle, like you sprinkle us.
And that's the other thing about my boys.
Some diversity,
That's the other thing about my boys, or my, like my five main characters. They're all different shades of black and different ethnicity, like different. Like I have one guy who's Afro Latino. I have one guy who is biracial. I have one guy who is light skinned Creole. One guy who is super dark skinned. One guy who is brown skinned. And I want, because I also do talk about, and I want to talk about the light skin versus dark skin issue.
Oh, okay. Because that's always a topic.
Well, I'm in the
That's
middle of that.
always light skin versus dark skin is always a topic amongst the Black community. Like
Yes.
how light skin are you? You know, the light skin feelings, and
I'll
I
say
don't deal with dark skin.
I'm caramel complected naturally. I get lighter in the winter and darker in the summer. Depending on who you ask, I can be either or. Like one day to somebody I'm light skinned, one day to somebody else I'm dark. And to me, I just say I'm caramel macchiato with a scoop of whipped cream. That's how I describe myself. At the end of the day, that's what you're gonna get because caramel is not too light, not too dark.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. I love me a little caramel, you know, little nougat, little chocolate.
Ooh,
Ugh,
you
I
making me
need me a
crave my
Snickers
mama's
right
caramel
now. It's
cake now.
crazy. I need me a Snickers, and you know it's so crazy. They closed right now, and it's kind of pissing me off that I don't got a candy bar in my hand.
Oh,
You know what? I'm feeding into the stereotype. I don't need no food. I need water.
listen, eat. I'm gonna tell you something my father used to say, may his soul rest, and then you know I'll let you close out. My father used to say, eat what you want because you're gonna die anyway, and enjoy your life.
Period.
Because
You
the
always don't enjoy it.
Well, because you know these companies and these advertising agencies and social like media and whatnot tries to make you feel bad because you don't have a six pack, because you don't have a big booty, because you know you don't look like the stereotypical these days the stereotypical IG model, which really means nothing. But so enjoy your life because at the end of the day you got to feel good about you, and if you feel good eating a Snickers, listen. My night consists of this. I eat dinner, I have me a drink, or really I have a few. And then I make me a bag of popcorn, load it with salt and garlic salt, shake that thing up and eat it. And sometimes I go down the street and get me a bag of Reese's and call it a day. And ain't nobody gonna stop me or judge me.
Mm-hmm. Do you put hot sauce on your popcorn?
I actually don't like spicy foods.
Oh,
Ooh.
you are
I don't.
missing
I
out
really
if you
don't.
don't put hot sauce on your popcorn, boo. I don't like spicy either.
I've never done I've never actually. I'm lying. I have done hot popcorn, like the okey doke, like hot popcorn where it's
Mm-hmm.
spicy or you know, like it has that kick to it. I
Yeah.
like certain things that have a little kick to it. I'm part Creole, so you know we like things with a little kick to it. But I'm not a huge fan of hot sauce or spicy foods. I used to eat them when I was younger. Like when I was younger, I tried chitlins like for a few holidays, and you know you have to eat that with hot sauce, otherwise you might as well throw the plate out. But then I also realized that I shouldn't be eating this. But that might be the beginning of my journey becoming a vegan vegetarian. So
Ugh, vegans. Ugh.
I
You
used to
people.
be, well, I used to be a vegan. I'm more of a vegetarian now because I do eat eggs and I do eat some dairy products, but I don't eat meat. I haven't eaten meat in about 5 years. And I was for the first 2 years of my journey, I was a vegan, like strict vegan.
You don't eat fish or chicken? No meat?
Nope, none of it.
Wow. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
Oh, don't feel sorry for me, baby.
Oh,
Like, do I miss it sometimes? Yeah, especially seafood. Like, I was having a craving because I was talking to my boyfriend about going to Louisiana, and one of the things they have down there is called boudin. And for those of you that don't know what boudin is, it is a fried dough ball with seafood stuffed in it, and it is so good. I had it for the first time when I was in my late teens, and I remember going to Louisiana and getting it when I went to go see my family there, and then coming back up, I had to get a bag of it, and we were driving up in the car. I'm just so
that's
if you're ever
actually
in
one of the places
Louisiana,
I want to go to.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
go to New Orleans and get you some boudin. It's very popular. You can find it anywhere down there.
Well, since I'm allergic to shellfish,
Oh my God, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
it's okay. I cannot eat shellfish. Listen, my throat will close up and I will pass the fuck out. Okay.
Well, if it's any consolation, if I don't know what would happen if I ate seafood or meat right now because um I have this fear of if I eat it, I'll get sick. And one thing I don't like to be in any capacity is sick. I don't care if it's a sniffle or a cold. I don't really like it. Me no like. And it's actually funny because over the summer I did some work for the Food Network, and I had to taste the cooking that they did. I have not eaten meat since 2017, and I had to eat a pulled pork burger. I only had to sample it because I had to taste two different cooks pulled pork burgers and like vote on which one I liked. And I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna do this? Like, I don't eat meat. And but I signed up for this. The contract said that I have to eat meat if I'm gonna do this. I was like, you know what? I'm getting paid at the end of this. But the great thing is that I didn't have to finish it. I just had to eat it, taste the difference between the two, and give my like review of each one. And then luckily, like I went home that night and I was like, okay, I don't feel anything. I don't feel sick. I don't feel woozy. I don't feel like I'm gonna throw up. I'm good. So I feel a little bit better about it, but I'm still not gonna like risk it any further.
How was that experience aside from the eating of the sampling of the pulled pork? How is that? How was the set around there? Like all of that. I always wanted to know because
I've worked for the Food Network a couple of times. So it's real. They're really structured. Like they have a system, and like you could tell like they have a family vibe. Like the thing I liked about it, I was working with one of the cooks. He's very popular on the Food Network. His name is Michael Simon. I've also worked with the another one named Bobby Flay. And Michael Simon is so cool. Like he's real down to earth. He's a Midwestern guy like myself. Very chill. I think he's from Toledo. And like he comes up to people, he'll talk to you, he'll ask you how your day is going. He's grateful for you being there and being a part of the show. And like it was a real good time, real chill vibe. Like sometimes at those things I get bored and anxious, and I'm like, okay, like especially when it comes to filming, because when you film, sometimes these days are super long. You just be like, okay, like how much longer before we get the take that we need? But they're structured, and they're like, it's just gonna be the way it is, and we're gonna film it. If we need to go back, we'll go back. But we're like on a schedule where we want to be in and out by a certain time. Other shows are like, okay, we can only, like we have to keep filming until we get it right. And that's why I'm like, I gravitate more towards theater because I'm like, okay, I know I'm going to rehearse an 8-hour day. If there's more, I'm going to get paid overtime for it. And then after the show is set and we open, I'm only working for 2.5 hours most days for the show. And then maybe, well, really, it's more like 3 or 4. And then if we have a 2-show day, that's an 8-hour day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Live for that. Live for that. I've always wanted to know that, so thank you for telling me. And was the check good? Was the check good?
I mean, I can't complain. Like that check paid for my that check. Let me just put it this way: the bills were paid, and that check provided me enough funds to enjoy my 4th of July weekend.
You better go ahead. You better go ahead.
Yes.
You
absolutely.
You better work. No.
I better, because that's the only way I'm gonna keep these bills. That's why the lights stay on, because I keep working, Jimmy.
Yes. So I really love having this conversation with you. I knew we could just keep talking forever.
We really could.
Guys, when I tell you that this man, and I'm gonna tell you, shaders, I had a preconceived notion about Marcus, but it wasn't until I called him and I think we texted each other, not called him, we texted each other and said, gave him the link so we can do this, set up this. And when I tell you, we was literally we was not live, but we was talking on here for hours. Like we was literally having a full-blown conversation. He is so easy to talk to. If y'all need any advice, any advice, or just that warm grandpa feeling, that is Marcus. If you're missing your grandfather and your grandfather is not there no more, you need to call on Marcus, okay? He is your granddaddy without the old age.
I'm about to say, I'm a little too
Still,
young to be a grandfather.
he's too no. He gives the grandfather feel without the old age. So
Yeah,
he's very
I'm a
young
young,
and he's very wise.
I'm
I
a
tell
youthful
you.
presence with an old soul. And it's
Yeah.
actually funny because I remember I was doing Sister Act about 4 or 5 years ago, and one of the girls in the show, she was fresh out of college. She nicknamed me Auntie, and everybody in the cast started calling me Auntie after that. And so what I did was I said her birthday party came up, and she wanted a grown and sexy night. So what I
Mhm.
did was I got her bathrobe and like a headscarf and an old shake and go wig and a
Mhm.
cigarette and a bottle of Hennessy.
Mm.
I put that shake and go wig on, tied that head wrap around it. I put that robe on and put the cigarette on my lip. I don't smoke, but I put the cigarette on my lip and just had it dangling right there and was sipping that bottle of Hennessy the same way I'm sipping this Jack. And I was literally playing the character of Auntie. But then when the lights went off, baby, I ripped that thing off and had a sarong on with no drawers.
You know what? You better work, Marcus. First of all, can I just say that you came out here and I didn't even acknowledge it, but I listen, I'm feeling this drink. I'm a lightweight, by the way. I am
Oh man,
feeling
I
it because
drank.
I'm literally like drinking it. It's crazy. But is this outfit a cat suit or just a sweater, like a full, like a shirt,
Oh,
a shirt?
this little moment here. So I wanted to do something that was gonna catch the camera, because I was thinking, let me do some sequins, but then I was like, you know what, that's expected of me. And I was like, I haven't really worn this and I feel cute today. So it is a jumpsuit, but like let me
Can
show
we
you what
just
I
see
got
the
going
full
on here.
effect? Let me just see that
Okay.
body,
Oh my
Marcus.
God. Well, this body needs a little work, but
It's
so
okay.
this is what I'm giving right now.
Y'all
I'm
see
not the fashionista of the group. I'm just a designer with a eccentric, quirky like vibe to my aesthetic. And so I was like, you know what, let me do this. And so this is what it's giving. But it is a cat suit. I just took that and cut it open because it wouldn't fit around my kibbles and bits.
because it's too
And
large.
just
It's too large.
I plead the fifth.
I mean, I'm sorry, you are in a relationship, so that would be
I
too
mean it's
much
all good.
information.
I mean, if some of my old IG pictures were up, you probably have your confirmation. But
They said that one of my shaders said that he looks like he gives great hugs.
oh, I love hugs. Like I love to give hugs, because they're just that's like a part of my love language. Like I love to It's actually funny because my boyfriend gets irritated with me. Like I sometimes I'll just randomly ask him for hugs. Like I'll be like, can I just have a hug? And he'll be like, sure. But
What sign is
yeah,
he?
like what's up?
What sign is he?
Pisces.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. But
They should be
like
more
I
like,
just
giving him a hug. Like, don't you think?
that I am or Pisces is.
No, Pisces. I thought they would want a hug. Like, ain't they more their emotional sign?
They're more sensitive, but I think the more emotional sign is Cancer, and my moon is in Cancer, so that makes me emotional. But Pisces to me are very sensitive. They're very intuitive. So
Mm.
like they're a lot of people think when you say sensitive, it means like you're emotional or you're they're feeling depending on who they are, their feelings can hurt easily. He's not that type of person, or at least he's not willing to show it. But to me, when you say sensitive, it also means that they can feel things around them.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I definitely know that for him, that's his version of sensitive.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Listen, you hit it on the nose about the cancer, because I'm actually talking to a cancer. So, and
Ooh.
I
So
really
let me
would.
interview you now. What's the tea?
Well, I'm gonna just say this because we're gonna end this in a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
there's two things that kind of has me like, but then there's a whole lot of good things that makes me want to stay and see where it can go. The person is very curious. He's very curious about every little thing I do, every look. If I give a look, like a particular look, child, what are you giving me this look for? They are very curious.
That could be a good or a bad thing because it could be like it's actually funny because I think my friend Autumn is watching and we're like she's a professional astrologer and this is all like this is our realm. If Autumn, if you're watching, hi, and she's a Cancer as well, actually. But I would just say my advice in that situation would be, go with the flow, chill, vibe with it, and just see how it goes. Me and him, we met about 3 years ago, and well, it'll be 3 years in August, and we started. Oh, thank you. And we started doing our thing, and to some it could have seemed a little quick, to others, it was like spot on, but. And we've had people rooting for us the entire time. And, like, it's all about communication. Even in my mind or in his mind, we'd be like, are we moving too fast? Are certain things, going at a pace that maybe they shouldn't? But we're just kind of like, what, we're just going to do what feels right to us. And it's worked. It's worked so far. Yeah.
So I could just say this. I'm hopeful. But, but let's end this on a good note. Thank you, Marcus, for literally bracing me with your presence. You in your cheetah prints. Okay.
Thank you.
Cheetah prints. Okay.
This might not be the only cat that you see from me coming in the future.
So are we giving like jungle
You'll
cat?
See.
Like it's given very much like Mufasa. Is it given? What's the name on Jungle Book? What's the part? What's the Jaguar name?
Sarahi. Oh my God! I know who you're talking about, but I don't remember the name. But I know it starts with an S.
One of those, but is it given those characters?
You'll see.
Okay. Period.
Yeah.
So, but thank you, Marcus. Everybody, everything Marcus will be in the description below. Okay, follow the show's IG and YouTube. The IG is @official I Like Media. The YouTube is I Like Media. Everything will be in the description below, you guys. Let me read a couple of my shaders comments. I truly enjoy. Look at that. I truly enjoyed this interview. It's my birthday tomorrow. I'm going to play a drinking game during the interview. Every time shaders carry. And let me ask you, great job, Erin. Be back tomorrow. Okay. Love you, Kiana.
Yes.
She found me. Like, I love her. Like, you know what? To be found is actually like rewarding a little bit. And now she's part of our family. Like we like get over here and get into our family, okay? So thank you, Kiana. And happy birthday. Oh, I forgot. Happy birthday, Kiana. Happy birthday.
Will toast to that.
You know what? Let's toast. Everybody get a cup. 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 Okay.
I'm at to refresh mine soon. I got one more swallow of this.
All right, we're gonna say happy more in the birthday, Kiana. Okay.
Yes. Cheers. Cheers. What are we still in Capricorn season?
Huh?
You know what? Let's cheers to all the January birthdays. Cheers to the Capricorns. Cheers to the Aquariuses, and even the Pisces to come. Cheers to y'all.
Cheers to you, Kiana. I live for you, Marcus. Thank you for
Thank you.
Gracing me with your presence and doing this interview. I know it was stressful in the beginning. I was stressing, but I really, really live for you. And hopefully we can you know, we can go out because I am vaccinated. Okay, I'm vaccinated.
Same. Like
So
that's what I'm doing here. Let's link.
let's do that.
Let's
Listen, as long
link.
as we got the drink,
As long as you got the drink, we can link.
period. So thank you, Marcus. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you, and I can't wait to see you on the show. Okay.
Thank you. Looking forward to chatting with you again, and thank you for having me.
No problem. I love this conversation. Thank you.
Likewise. Oh, I look
Bye,
forward to the
Marcus.
next one.
Everybody say bye, Marcus. No, see you
Bye,
later,
everybody.
Marcus. Because it's
See
not
you
bye.
later.
See
See
you
you
later.
soon. I will
See
drink
you
to
soon.
that.
Yes.
Have a good night.
Good night.